watching Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in the San Gabriel Valley. We're joined today by the mayor of San Gabriel. He is Liao. He is running for re-election. That election will be held in March. He was a big advocate for the passage of Measure M. That was the County of Los Angeles' self-help transportation tax. Third time that we've had a transportation tax on the ballot. 2008, it passed. 2012, an extension failed, but 2016,
it passed. And by 70%.
Yeah, a very significant win. It's funny because in 2012, it barely failed, and a lot of folks felt it failed because of the San Gabriel Valley, who felt as if that the description wasn't favorable enough to this region.
Yeah. But this time, it was overwhelmingly supported by the voters, and we're very happy to see this Measure M pass. And reason, every time you hop on the freeway, it's stop and go. So people see, hey, is there a solution to this congested traffic? So
and the San Gabriel Valley has already benefited from public transportation with the Gold Line, which I have taken, and it really cuts right through the San Gabriel Valley. You see it as you're driving on the freeway. And as part of Measure M, we're likely to see an extension of the Gold Line beyond Azusa Pacific, all the way maybe to Claremont.
That's right.
Montclair.
And maybe later on to Ontario Airport. And
now,
so that would be a good thing to do.
Does the Gold Line go through San Gabriel?
No, unfortunately,
it's
it
too
didn't pass.
Yeah.
So we have Metrolink, along the Freeway 10.
Okay.
The only real benefit for City of San Gabriel, we will receive about $600,000 every year for our local return. So, and I can use the money to fix our streets.
Now, can you bond against that money?
Yes.
As
a matter of fact, so we have Measure M, and the local return is about $600,000, and we're going to borrow money from Infrastructure Bank, California Infrastructure.
Right.
And with that amount, I think we can borrow about $5 million, and it's just perfect to fix that Las Tunas. We need to fix this.
Yeah.
For many years, it's been neglected, and so it's about time we do something about it.
So it's exciting.
Yes.
What could be more exciting is that the Democrats, if you support this position, I should say, are now in control of a supermajority in the California State Legislature.
Right.
And they have been trying to pass a transportation funding bill, have not been successful because they needed 2/3. They're now at 2/3, and so there are discussions that with a 2/3 majority in the Assembly and in the Senate, that we may see a transportation funding bill.
Exactly, and I've been working on this bill. By Senator Bill, SB was start SB 16.
I know it's hard to know the number now.
And hopefully the state legislature will pass that transportation bill. Bring in about 6 billions every year. So there are two bills, one by Senator Bill and one by June first year Assembly. Yeah.
The challenge, though, is the members who are looking towards this transportation bill are focused upon the gas tax.
That's right.
Now, look, we can look at the issue in a lot of different ways. We have not seen an increase in the gas tax in California since the 90s.
That's right.
And with inflation, the money we're collecting is worth less. We also have people like me who drive a Prius, so I don't pay as much gas tax. And so arguably the time may be ripe to look at an increase in the gas tax. But we still do have one of the higher gas taxes in the nation. And so the question is that how we want to do this?
Well, actually, we know the gas tax is declining, but it's a 12 cents increase. But I think we still relied some of the revenue from the gas tax, but also the license plate fee, registration fee.
But what about, for example, for those that have electric cars? They pay zero gas tax. So what about a registration bump for them?
Exactly. So $100 more for those cars.
There are a lot of different possibilities. We'll have to see where we go in terms of the final bill.
Right.
I also want to ask you about crime.
Yes.
We saw recently that crime is increasing in LA County, which is interesting. I've discussed this before. Usually crime increases during a recession and decreases in recovery. Well, during the last recession, crime decreased, and now we're in recovery and crime is increasing.
Well, I think because there are two bills, start from AB 109, a realignment thing, but 2 years ago passed Prop 47, and this November passed that 57.
Well, let's talk about that, because look, AB 109 was arguably, Governor Brown had no choice.
Yeah.
The U.S. Supreme Court said your prisons are overcrowded and you need to decrease the population. So he sent lower level offenders to county jails. They were overcrowded. They release. Prop 47 reclassified certain felonies to misdemeanors. 57 just passed. I mean, do we know that there's a direct linkage? Do we know?
I think so. Prop 47, being passed for 2 years now. So you see more, petty crimes. Any property stolen or forgery checks under $950 considered misdemeanor, and not felony, so they let them go. And 57 is about the same. 47, I think we released about 10,000.
Right, 13,500.
And this time we will expect 25,000.
But that's a parole measure.
Parole.
I guess it's interesting because, California clearly is speaking. You have 47 passing overwhelmingly, 57 passing overwhelmingly. There's a sense that we've over-incarcerated. But arguably, maybe the pendulum is going too far the other way. Because it was lock 'em up, throw away the key in the 90s. Now it's the reverse, but we also voted to reaffirm the death penalty. So there's some kind of schizophrenia there. Well, what can a city do? Do you have your own police?
Yeah, we have our own police. So our goal is, hire more police officers.
Is that the answer?
And more patrol, around the neighborhood, and we want to form, it's called the Neighborhood Watch Program, and we have a captain for every block, and I think we come up with the idea, maybe put a sign in the front lawn that, hey, you're being watched, all the neighbors that kind of something like that, visual sign.
Fairly safe community?
Pretty much.
I mean, I get the sense, look, every community, there can be crime anywhere.
Right.
Has your community seen a specific spike?
A little bit. Compared to other neighboring cities, we're doing okay. But still, there's burglaries.
Are people talking about it? Your campaign?
Oh yeah,
really, they feel it.
Oh yeah, they I would say last year, all the residents concerned. Number one issue is the streets. Of course, I'm here to fix all the streets, the infrastructure, and all that. But this year is talking about safety and security. So, as the mayor, I have to do something to protect our neighborhood. So, fortunately, we have more revenue, more new business, and so we have resources.
You'll come back?
Yes.
Okay, his name is Liao. He is the mayor of the city of San Gabriel. We're in the San Gabriel Valley today. We thank you so much for joining us. I'm Brad Pomerance. You're watching Local Edition.